Hi there, my name is TrueNav, I'm the only me there is, and welcome back to Satisfactory. Now, as you saw in the short time-lapse, and as I mentioned in the last video, well, I was toying around and I realized, this is a pretty big project. I mean, I started experimenting a little, as you can see, with the windows over here and the conveyor belt walls over here, and the general idea I have, it's actually a pretty massive general idea. It's that I'm going to take all the resources from the ground and sort of make them loop around the tower up to where the different sections will be. Now, as I've had time to check out everything and analyze the way I want it to go, and I just realized those walls are backwards. Oh wait, no, it's this one that's backwards. I've been refining the idea I want to do, and the thing I wanted to do originally with the jump pads was sort of something like a twisty tower. Like, for example, this one. And at first I thought, it's not going to work because the way I have it right now is just too square. It wouldn't work at all. But then I thought about it some more, and I realized, and I tried it out on a smaller model. Hey, I could still do it if I just go for 2 jump pads at a time, one on each corner. They'll go up slowly, and the idea will sort of, at least in my head, I don't even know if it's gonna work or not. The idea is sort of gonna be like a blocky version of a twisty tower, sort of like a Minecraft version, if you will. As best as possible, because unfortunately you cannot make rounded buildings and you can't make diagonal buildings. But that's as far as the basic foundation goes. That's step 1. And I hope to cover more than step 1 today, but let's see, that's what the whole point of this longer episode will be. We're actually going to build up the entire foundation, if you will. Now, step 2 is, it has to do with the amount of floors. See how I'm saying floors and not exactly foundations? And that's because I thought, well, while I could survive a fall from as high as 20 or more, which I was testing it out before, and I realized, hey, for some reason, when I tried to do this from higher than 20, I was receiving some damage from the falls, and hello? And I didn't know why, and I thought, well, fine, there's a limit. After 20, I'm going to start seeing some fall damage. But then I experimented some more, and I realized, hey, wait a minute, I can fall from 100, or at least 50, actually 100, and also not take fall damage. So something was going on up there, I don't know what was going on. All I know is that if I can survive from that high, then 100 blocks, sorry about that, 100 blocks will be the ideal height. Especially because the way I want to do it is, I want to make it a tiered system. What do I mean by that? Well, if this base is the base example, if you will, it has the jelly pad, 20 foundations up, we're going to have a floor. That floor will have a jelly pad, 20 up, another jelly pad, 20 up, another jelly pad, and so on and so forth until we reach the last floor, which will be floor 100. And the, and all that leads to step 3. Now, if step 2 is basically creating floors, then step 3 is expanding on those floors. And while I could go into any of the cardinal directions, I want to expand out towards where the oil plant is, that is this way, have one maybe going this way, another one going that way, and, well, basically all 4 sides of the tower to cover as much ground as possible, but also do it for every floor. And the idea will, at least so far, I haven't even tried to experiment with it, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but the main idea will be sort of like tiered factory sort of thing, wherein the first floor, that is 20 foundations up, I plan to have the production of all the base materials. In other words, we're going to take every base material up, spiral them up and along the mountain, along the tower, into the first floor. The first floor will produce then the first set of things. In the case of iron, iron ingots. In the case of copper, copper ingots, and so on and so forth. And that'll loop around onto the next floor, which will be 40 foundations up, where the next set of things will be created, and who knows, maybe it's too much. Maybe it'll be too annoying to build that way, but I want to see. I want to see if I can do that for now. All of that will then lead into Idea 4, which I got after thinking about how big this project can be, how massive these towering towers and expansive landscapes allow me to create, and after seeing the beautiful orange color, which I don't want to change, of these walls, and it's that I want to make something like the big shell from Metal Gear Solid 2. That's a beast on its own, and it's going to be impossibly large to create, and it's going to take several episodes, I can already feel, but I want to try and make something like that, wherein there are hubs for each project, or each production line, which is what many people recommend for this game anyway, and at every hub you'll have some kind of production going. So say we get a hub over where the oil plant is, that will be literally the oil plant part of the big shell. Over here will be mostly like, I don't know, iron things. Over where the coal and the other things over here are, we have the steel production, and so on and so forth. It's going to be a massive project. And now that I've said all of that, and you've just wasted around 7 minutes of your life watching me say nothing and do nothing, say everything and do nothing, I'm going to proceed to demolish this foundation to start from the ground up yet again. Because I realized that I know of ways to save on materials, and also I want to see if I can actually make the idea come to life. The logistics here is a nightmare because of having to connect power poles and all that, hence why I created that one over there. I don't know if you can see it where my cursor is, and one over here. And now that I'm going to take a breath, I'm going to go ahead and demolish all of this and start over again. See you when I'm at 20 foundations high and have some semblance of an idea going. Okay. It is pretty hot in here. It's amazing what a white light in a closed room can do. I am just now... Well, yeah, this doesn't look quite well right here, but that's fine. For now, the design sticks. I have just finished with the 20 floor first part, and in doing so, I have come to the conclusion that maybe my idea of several beams across the countryside just won't work. This one main hub strut, this one main tower, this 20 floor thing, this isn't even complete. I still need another 80 more to go. Took me, and I kid you not, over 3 hours to make. In part because of my indecisiveness and... Whoops, missed this. And also because I wanted to achieve what I said I wanted to achieve. Now, I don't know if the idea came across right, or if it'll look well enough. But, like I said before, or when I started... Oh, careful, okay. I wanted to go for a sort of a spiral tower, a twisty tower kind of thing. And it started out kind of wrong, kind of weird. Maybe from the front, which is over there, you can't tell. How about from the back? Can you tell it twisted around, sort of, maybe? Well, not really. How about this side? This is where all the main elevators are. Well, kind of. I mean, the idea didn't quite come out as I expected it to. But I guess it works, right? Going further up, I'm not going to take so long, or I hope not to. Because I'm not going to go into so much craziness regarding the structure or how twisty it might be. But let me just take you through it from what you've seen. So we have the base here. This is the main entrance. There's 3 ramps here. All the other side entrances have 4 ramps. Getting the trucks up there could just be a matter of spawning them up there, but I maybe could plan in the future having to have some giant ramp-like structure starting from where I'm pointing at here all the way up. It depends on how patient I am, because honestly this took way too long. The logistics behind getting the power to work involved using these walls with doors. Most of these power pylons, these power towers are out of view except for those little windows. The only ones that aren't out of view are the ones on the second-ish floor... No, sorry, the second-ish elevator. But because I couldn't do anything else about that. Most of the inside of the tower is beautifully hollow. I made it so that, you know, the consumption of materials wouldn't be that high. But going up the first elevator, we arrived here. I left this little sky roof for maintenance purposes, in case I ever need to unbuild. Oh god. Oh no, I'm gonna die! Okay, good. In case I ever need to build more or around, or I ever get stuck outside, but yeah, there's this sunroof here. That's a little sun during the daylight. We go down this hall after the first elevator. Again, we see a power tower connect to it. It connects through the outside. Let me just see if I can show you. Right around over here. And then, of course, we arrive to, whoops, the third elevator, which connects over here. I tried to make it as evenly and as nice as possible. We go up, and we arrive to 2 ramps, which connect, because, you know, you go up 6 foundations, then another 6, then another 6. We go up 2 more, and if you don't count the ones I planted directly on the ground as the foundation of the actual building, we have reached floor 20. This took way too long to build. I am too finicky. the next floors up are not going to be as finicky. I'm going to have the same elevator structure, just less wide and less twisty. The same twisty structure will be there, just not as grandiose. Sort of like what I had in the beginning when I showed you before I demolished everything, where it would be one over here, and the next 6 ones went over here, and then the next 6 ones went over here. So I can somehow make it work. In fact, I could just put it on this side and forget this wall, because it would connect rather... yeah, rather nicely, actually. I could have it right over here. Couldn't I? Well, maybe. Oh, wait, maybe I can't. I'll have to see. But yeah, the next 80 are going to be a lot less annoying. As it is, it's pretty annoying. It was pretty intense. Especially because I coated everything with the orange walls to give it that nice finished look. I also coated this shaft with these walls so that you couldn't see the gaps between the foundations, and hi bud. And I like the way it turned out. I do. It's just insane. It really is. Let's try this. I should be safe. You see what I mean? Sometimes it protects me from the fall completely, other times it doesn't. It's fine. I'm 20 high anyway, that's good. Oh. 3 hours. I don't even know if I'll be able to continue today. It's getting late. I don't normally record so long, but I wanted to make up for last episode. And in fact, I may just cut the video here and continue recording later. Different clothes and everything. Just to keep the tower going. I don't like the way that looks. It looks hideous. Oh, I should have fixed it. That's fine, I'll fix it for later releases anyway. Yeah, definitely. And in the end, I'm probably not going to have the tiered system. I don't know if it'll work. Seems like this already has been too great a feat. And in fact, if I weren't already going to make 100 floors, I'd just leave it at 20 and expand that way. And in fact, I don't even think I'll be able to connect it all the way up the way I planned to originally. Unless I undo everything and build all over again, but honestly, I don't want to have wasted 3 hours for nothing, so we'll see. For now, I'm gonna leave it here and keep recording later. I'll probably fix that. And I'm back! As if nothing had ever happened, I haven't even changed clothes and... Wait. What do you mean the tower looks different? No, it doesn't. It's always been like this. I certainly didn't take the time between recording the first and the second part of this episode to actually make my tower loop as I wanted it to, right? No way. And it's not like I just noticed that I'm actually missing something. But yeah. Okay, so here we are continuing. I mean, for you, you won't even notice the frickin' gap except when when I change clothes. But for the most part, here I am again. You could say the things I did between 1 minute and another was build this tower here to connect to this, and build another tower there provisionally for the next segment. Now, I'm going to keep building up, and I realized something while I prepared this, and it's that I could have not gone so crazy with this. I could have literally not gone as crazy. I could have just made a design that was aesthetically pleasing instead of forcing the functionality on it, but I messed that up. I realized, hey, I could have been making this just a loop without having to go crazy with the elevator style, but whatever. For the future. In the meantime, though, where I left off a few minutes ago, it feels weird to say that, was here, right? I'm going to keep building upwards, and I'm not going to focus on the spiral design anymore, but I am going to focus on finishing the foundation to reach the 100 floors. And after that, I may just start with, though I might have said before that I won't do it, I will do it. The first shaft going out that way, the first beam to connect one strut to the main building. Because I do have a lot of ideas in mind, I just don't know how to implement them all. That being said, I will get to this. Funny thing, as I build this, I'm realizing that, oh hey guy, that I'm gonna have to eventually destroy some of the walls or replace them with the conveyor walls if I plan to get everything up onto this level and even higher. And the idea I have is grandiose, but it's also insane. Okay, so at this point I've managed to cover up to 40 stories high. At least the outer shell. Because all this looks very interesting from this side, but you can't really tell what's on the inside. And I mentioned it before, but the entire tower is actually pretty much hollow. So as you're going to see here, going up to floor 26, it's still hollow. I just need to fill in this gap over here, all the way to the top. Make sure there are walls so that when I come up, I'm not going to fall through and it looks all real nice. Starting with, actually, over here. So, I'll continue and see you in the next 20 floors. Welcome now to floor 60. And it may not seem it from up here, but let me just take you out to the third power pylon tower thing, so you can get a glimpse of where we are in the world. Main tower portion of Big Shell, as if I'm not infringing on any copyright anyway. Floor 60. It's looking pretty tall and pretty good. Things down there are starting to look a little like ants, don't you think? Anywho, this power pylon tower will feed the network from 60 to 80, and then from 80 to 100, and 100 will be just a top portion like this, with nothing else on it. Heck, I might even forego the little shelter area, who knows. That one will have to be supported by pylon tower thing, where this guy's passing over right now, down there, next to the truck, don't you see it? Also, I could not avoid getting in this guy's path, so unfortunately, he's gonna clip through. Other than that, you know, if we don't crash into each other, we should be fine. Though from up here, the world already looks pretty beautiful. I'm already higher than almost all mountains, except for the really highest ones. And other than that, you know, I'm pretty well placed. So, let's continue. It's only gonna keep going, keep getting harder from here on out. Okay, so I've created the base for floor 80, but honestly, I've run into the snag of time yet again. This video is gonna be a great editing feat. I estimate that I'll have edited by the end about 9 hours of video into roughly what you get. All in a single tower. It's insane. The later aspects will be even smaller or even shorter. Like the plans for the beams I have going cross-country, those will just be floor and walls. Not so much aesthetics, you could say, because the way it is now, I like it, but man, takes up too much time. I have to keep going down for materials. It's... Speaking of which... Yeah, I'm running out of concrete. It's insane, it's insane. So, again, I'll leave it here. You'll see a change of clothes, and... Well, I'll continue, and when we finish the final product, that's when the real video will end. Okay, so, day 3 for me, and... No days for you, because you're gonna just see it go through. In the meantime, between cuts and things, I expanded upon the pylon network a bit to include, and of course, the roof of the 80th floor. And this final pylon, which will connect to the between 80th and 100th floor. In the meantime, I decided to plan out how I would do things. I haven't actually built anything, but the whole plan resides on the 20th floor. However, all of that I'll get to after I finish the tower, but I'm gonna finish the episode today with one big panoramic shot of the tower, and then building a small ramp to connect the ground area to the 20th floor, so that I can eventually bring up trucks and all that, because running from one place to another is nice, but I feel like it would take too long for the larger structures I have in mind. So, all that being said, I'm going to finish the 80th and the 100th floor, and I'll see you in a moment. Alright then. The tower is officially done. The base construct, the very base tower that will extend in millions of directions. And what in the world is that weird serpent thing over there? I think that's just an error in the map, right over here where I'm pointing at with my mouse. Oh man, 100 floors up. Let's go take that panoramic photo and then go up floor by floor so you can see what I did, even though I've already explained it like twice, and past the 20th floor it's all the same. But first, let's go down this amazing little shaft I built. It is long. A long way down. And I don't think I can actually survive this without a little bit of damage. I could be wrong. Yeah, see? So ideally, I could launch myself and then right at the very end go for a bit of jetpack action. So I figured that the best way to look at the tower, or the best place to look at it, is directly from the coal plant area. So I'm gonna go over there and turn around, get that nice thumbnail pic, if you will. See if I can even capture it all in frame, because it's pretty freaking giant. Stand on this thing, why not? Let's see, and boom. Oh yeah, look at it, just take it all in. In fact, I could probably make it so that there's a bit of a tip instead of an open-ended roof, because I kind of wanted an open-ended roof up there, but what kind of a tower doesn't have a skyscraper ending, right? Like a lightning rod sort of thing. And I can actually do that by adding some more foundations there, but let's just take it all in. I can't, it doesn't even fit in frame. I don't know how I'm gonna... Maybe I can stand somewhere else and capture it better. Hold on. Ah, there we go. Okay, you can probably see it in the recording, but like it says, this window will not appear in the photo, so this is good. I can actually take my toggle high res mode. It's on. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, perfect. Yes. This is the photo. Photo finish. Boom. Now that that's done, like I said before, I'm going to top off the episode by building a small ramp system upwards towards the 20th floor. And from the 20th floor, I'm going to show you sort of what I want to do. I want to build a bridge that goes past these two towers here. And from there, we're going to build a larger structure, which is like going to be the main production hub, where I'm going to put all the factories and all the things. And in order to get the materials up there, I'm going to make them loop around the outer shell of the main tower until they reach that bridge area. it'll come to fruition next episode, so you can just look out for that. I'm glad I don't have to fetch so much concrete and metal plates anymore, because this was a real drain on my resources. On the other hand, though, the amount of materials gone into this thing means that if I ever decide to deconstruct it, it's gonna be insane. So, where do I want to put the ramp, you might ask? Well, the thing is, I was thinking of putting it right along... You see how this white area sort of represents a road? Well, I was thinking of putting it right around over here. So that it connects nicely and smoothly. So, say I'm going down this white path here, and then I decide to, I want to go up with my truck, or I want to descend with my truck. Simple. Go up a ramp over here, which loops around and up onto the 20th floor. Now this is completely improvised on my part, so I need to see if it's going to work or not, but let's start building and see what happens. Now ideally, I think I'll want a ramp that starts around over here. Is this perfectly uniform? I don't think it is, but that's okay. This should be perfectly uniform then. Like so... No. Maybe like... You can't tell, actually. Is there any way of telling? Ah, wait a minute. I've got an idea. A bit of a cheat, you see. If I want things to go well, I need to put them as stuck as possible. So we're gonna do this, and then this, okay? And then delete these, and place a ramp. Because even if it's not perfectly straight, at least it'll be uniform with something else, right? What am I doing? I'm doing it the wrong way. It needs to be like this. Now it's straight. No, it's not. Dang it. You should have... Stick, okay. Okay, now this works. Yes, yes, yes. Now it's perfect. Now I just add my ramp. And we're good. Good to go. Okay, so how do I want to do this? I don't know. I think maybe a dual ramp system for a really long, large thing would work. Let me find a way to... There we go. And there we go. And here I am at the 20th floor. I hope I didn't mess this up too bad. Having just built my long-ass racetrack, you could even call it, I don't know. Gigantic ramp that loops around the towers and over the toxic area that will allow me to transport my trucks up and down at least the production line of the 20th floor. Whether or not I include that, I expand that later on with the other struts or not, we'll have to see. I don't think so, but for now I just want to try it out, see if it actually works as intended. And afterwards I will leave for today, because I was not kidding when I said that this would take around, it's gonna be a total of around 8 to 9 hours of video. And editing that will be insane. Now, why am I trying out with this with the truck? Ignore the fact that I go through the lines. Sorry about that. Is because the truck is the biggest one and the most annoying one, you could say, of moving around. So if I'm able to get this guy up there without a problem, then I'm good. I'm golden. Also, this is my way of showing you exactly how I built it. It's the most unrealistic structure so far, but I don't care. I don't know if I'm gonna cover it with walls or not. I'm tired of placing down walls, honestly. Oh, I think I messed this one up. Hold on. This needs to be a little wider just in case. Right, so there's one over here, one over over here. One over here. This makes me think, though, that I'm not going to be able to place it on the 20th floor with the way it is now. But I couldn't find a different way of doing it, so I don't know. Let's see. No, not that. Get in the truck. Okay. We good? Yeah. Yeah, this is looking fine. As long as I drive carefully and don't kill the poor trucks, we'll be fine. And this last one is a bit of a squeeze, but yep, it fits perfect. I love it. Okay. With that being said and done, I leave this episode here. Man, it's a mega episode, you could say. Probably won't be longer than, I hope, an hour. Let's see how it turns out after editing. Truck up here. Mother base done, or at least the central part of Mother base, and I'm glad to see these results. I really am proud of this mega structure. It's taken me way too long to just build one tower, but it's about making it look as nice as possible, even being a crazy idea as it is, but also functional as possible. I think the elevator idea came out as intended, and the ramp even, because originally I envisioned it a little shorter, but I realized I couldn't make it short. So, next episode, we're gonna make sure to reroute the 4 main iron deposits and the limestone deposit, as well as the, I forget the name of it, the copper deposit, all the way up here into what will be a magnificent, words, please, plain words, long ass tube going this way over towards where the oil plant is. And inside the structure, the little tube type like structure, will have everything rerouted here where the production will continue. And maybe on top, on the roof or something, maybe on a second level, I'll include warehouses. You know, storages, so that I don't always have to run back up and down to fetch things. All that being said, I'm done, like I said before. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, thumb wrestle with that like button down below, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell button. But as always, I'm the only me, so you be the only you. See you next time.